What's up guys, so welcome back to the channel. I'm back on YouTube. It's been a while since I posted my last video. I think it was that 90-day transformation, which Phil, who's behind the camera, actually filmed. I haven't posted for a while, but I made the decision to invest a bit more into my YouTube channel for you guys to get to know me a little bit more. So Phil will be with me every week now. I want you guys to get to know me more about my business. I never show anything about my business is. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce you to my business life as well as fitness. I am arguably more successful in business than I am in fitness, so hopefully I can give you guys some tips. If you're thinking of starting your own business, especially in fitness, then maybe I can help you with some good tips. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do that. So we're currently on my morning routine walk, a bit later than usual. I'm actually out here at 5 AM usually. A mile-long walk from one town, the town that I'm originally from, to the next village. Because when I was 7 years old, my grandma, or Nine I call her, took me in. So I lived with my Nine since I was 7, and she didn't drive or anything. So we had to do this walk every single day, up to 4 or 5 times a day. It's quite close to my heart, to be honest. Unfortunately, my Nine isn't here anymore. But yeah, it's been a big part of my life, this walk. So I'm still doing it, what, bloody 25 years later, which is crazy. That's the intro, guys. I'm back on YouTube, and you're gonna expect a lot of content, and hopefully you'll get to know me a bit more. And yeah, that's it. This is where I'm from. I'm from the mountains of Snowdonia in North Wales. If you ever get the chance to come to North Wales, I definitely recommend it. It's absolutely beautiful, probably one of the most beautiful places in the world. And yeah, I've lived here all my life. I did leave for a few years to go to university in Liverpool, but came back after finishing university, and yeah, this is where my life is. Wales, very proud Welshman. Talking about very personal things at the moment, like I talked about my grandma, and that's what I want to come across in this video. Is I want you to get to know me in a personal way. So yeah, let's get on with the day. Okay guys, so we're back in the house now after my walk, and we're going to make a pre-workout meal, which if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen probably on a daily basis, which is moats. I get asked all the time what's the recipe, so here's how to do it. It's super simple. It literally takes about 3 minutes to make. So what you'll need is some oats, a bowl to put it in. Put 100 grams of oats into a bowl. Put 300 ml of water, which is 12 ounces, into the bowl. And then all I do is pop it into the microwave for 2 minutes. Okay, so the next thing is to add these flavor drops. Now this makes the oats taste really, really good. I personally get the butter biscuit flavor or the white chocolate flavor. Now there's 0 calories in this, 0 fats, 0 anything. Now the amount you use for this is totally up to you. You can just do it how you like it to taste. I like it quite strong, so I put a few drops in there. I add in some salt, make it sweet and salty, usually just a pinch. And then mix it all up. The final thing we need to do is just add some hundreds and thousands on top of this. Just sprinkle that on top. There you go. Around 5 or 6 grams. And voila, moats. Okay, so I have my moats with a protein shake as well. Now this is protein from Muscle Morph, which is my company. Okay, I will get into that later on in the video. But just for you to get some general knowledge about this product, it's 27 grams of protein per scoop. It's 100% whey isolate, and it's also really, really delicious. This is the choc mint flavour. It's probably my favourite one. Then again, there is a new flavour coming out which is really, really good. So that could possibly be my favourite. But anyway, choc mint is my go-to, and I'll have that with my moats before we head over to the gym. If you know about the chocolate bar Aero Mint, that's what this tastes like. Right then, I want to talk to you about how I got myself into fitness and then into business. Right, so before I start giving you advice on business and so on, I thought it'd be the right thing to do to tell you about my journey, what I've achieved in business. But first, let me tell you how I started my obsession with fitness. Now, I'm going to take you back to 2010. After my first year in university, I came back home for summer, got off the train, walked down the street, and one of the largest guys from our town saw me and, well, basically said, "Well, you've gone fat." And that was a shock to the system to me, and it was basically a turning point in my life as well. I was a bit of a sesh head. I drank a lot, especially in uni as well. I just said to myself that summer, right, I need to do something about this. And then I got myself into the gym, fell in love with it instantly fell in love with fitness, but more so on the nutrition side of it, and got obsessed with it. Would read everything I could on nutrition, go to the gym, train, and that summer I got myself in quite good shape, and went back to uni healthier and happier, and from there on I kind of stopped drinking. I was so obsessed with fitness, and that I knew from there on that's what I wanted to do. I lost kind of interest in what I was doing at uni. I was doing criminology. I did finish off the course, did 3 years in uni, but when I came back after completing university, I got myself a job on the crazy golf course. And I think, what am I going to do with life now? What am I going to do? Because the plan was to go into the police force. And during that summer, I actually did two different business plans, which I thought I was going to do. One was clothes. The main one was the student diet. So basically it was a website with an online portal. Now this was back in 2012, so all this wasn't a thing back then. And I started a online portal giving people tips and knowledge on nutrition and on workouts as well. And I started that. I used all my money that I made on that job in Crazy Golf Course, just invested it into this kind of project, launched it after working on it for months, and I thought that's what it was. Once I launched it, I'm going to make a ton of money. Launched it, nothing happened. I was like, why isn't anyone buying my plan, which I've worked my ass off on? And that's how I learned that, well, you have to market it. So that's how I first got into marketing, and that then became a passion of mine. So nowadays there's a lot of courses that you can do to learn marketing, such as platforms like Skillshare, but back when I did it, there wasn't that. So I'm self-taught, and it was all trial and error. There's a lot of failures have come along the way, but in order to succeed, you must fail. I truly believe in that. And I have failed a lot of times, but it has made me successful now, if you understand. So yeah, a massive changing point with me with business was starting an Instagram account for the student diet. Now back in 2013, Instagram wasn't a thing. People would just post pictures of mountains and their food on there. But I started posting tips on nutrition, and really knowledgeable tips as well. And I saw that people started to follow the account, and eventually they would click the link to the Student Diet's website, and then they would buy a plan. So I got into Instagram quite early, a lot before it was a thing. And within a matter of a few months, I had thousands of people following the Student Diet's account. And with that came the success of sales. It made a lot of sales, and people picked up on that because immediately I had an offer from someone they wanted to buy that company. And as I mentioned early on, I also had a different business plan with clothes in the back of my head. So it was a good offer to purchase the Student Diet, so I sold it, and I then used that money to invest in this clothing company, which is WTF Gymwear. And the WTF isn't the acronym that you're thinking about, it actually stands for Witness the Fitness. So WTF Gymwear had success very early because I basically used the same marketing template really that I had learned from the Student Diet into WTF Gymwear, and that was through Instagram. And this is when Instagram started to get popular in the fitness scene, So WTF Gymwear in its first year did incredibly well. I'll tell you how well it did. It actually made more money in its first year than what Gymshark did in their first year. So, we were on to a very, very good thing here. But unfortunately, after 1 year, we got into a trademark dispute with the logo. Now this was with a multi-million pound supplement company from the US, and at the time I was working out in my dad's garage packing orders for this clothing, and we had these big time players in the game wanting us to stop trading basically. They obviously thought we were a threat, so we must have been doing quite well for them to notice this. So that was the kind of the beginning of the end for WTF Gymwear, because we had to stop trading there and then, and we had to invest the money that we had made into a new logo, and that took time. It actually took around 6 or 7 months that we stopped trading, and in those 6 or 7 months other fitness brands came in, and people went and bought things off them. So when we came back after 6 or 7 months that we invested all the money that we had made into this new stock, people had really just forgotten about us, and they knew us from the old logo. So it just didn't work. It was best to call it a day, because it just wasn't working. And at that time my girlfriend became pregnant and said that she, basically we're having a child together. So that's when I started Muscle Morph. I'll talk a little more about Muscle Morph later, as we're going to head to the gym now, and today is pull day. Okay guys, so we just pulled up at my gym, which is another business that I own. It's called Iron Fusion, but the next time you see this place, it won't be called that, because basically Iron Fusion was a business partnership, and that's how we decided on that name. But only just recently I've decided to take the business on by myself, so I will be changing the name back to muscle morph. But I don't want to go into details with it. We are here to train, so let's go and do pull day. Alright guys, so I'm just making myself some EAAs, which I always drink whilst training. A lot of people get confused with the difference between EAAs and BCAAs. Now, BCAAs are branched-chain amino acids, so they're just the 4 amino acids that you create naturally in your body. Essential amino acids are the 9 amino acids that you need to create a full protein, because amino acids are building blocks of protein, right? But you can only get the other 5 that you don't create naturally in your body through food. So I supplement it just in case I don't get the full amino acids from the foods that I eat. So just to make sure I get it, I supplement EAAs.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Dose. Yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out below. Keep it a buck, I don't always been one up on all of these. They be trying to front for all of these.
Okay guys, so I'm moving on to the main compound movement of this pull day, which is the RDLs. Now, I haven't actually been doing these for very long. They've only recently, so I'm trying to progress a lot more on this lift. I've been concentrating more on execution and intensity. So I'm just going to do a warm-up set now before I go on to the top set. And after that top set, I'll just do a back off set. But I want to improve on my numbers from last week. Progressive overloading, basically. And that's the point of the log book. I log the amount of lift, well, I log my lifts, amount of reps, or the amount of weight. And I aim to improve on that every week.
All of these boys, I ain't got time cause they all in they feelings. Ice of the gang and we making a killing. It's 2020 and they notice the vision. You be the hero, I'm playing the villain. The underdogs and we walking the bill and we getting money. Yeah, they think that we dealing, they talking hot. Yeah, if they opponents and we won't stop till we all touch $1 million. Don't ever forget, but we probably forgive them. I'm living, taking the cause that was given. My blessings is already written. Wrapped little ribbon, putting ourselves.
I'm just checking what my numbers were on RDLs from last week. So my top set was 150 kilograms for 8 reps. Now I'm going to try to improve on that this week. I'm going to add around 2.5 kilos. Now that sounds like a little, but I think it's a big mistake that a lot of people do whilst doing progressive overloading. They overload too much each week. You know, you really don't have to. In order to progress and improve, it doesn't matter if you go as small as you want to, okay? It's called progressive overload. It's not called ego overloading, okay? So I'll just add 2.5 kilos on that 150, so I'll be aiming for 152.5. Hopefully I'll get between 5 and 8 reps. Anything in between there, I'll be happy with. Alright guys, just disaster just struck there. I just bent down to put my logbook down and I felt my hamstring go, slight niggle, and it's just not worth the risk of pushing it and I'm getting injured. So I'm actually going to leave RDLs out of this pull day. Sucks, but it happens in this game. So you know, it's quite a constant problem of mine, my hamstrings. Even though they've been quite good for the past couple of months. Yeah, just unfortunate. But anyway, we'll move on to the next exercise.
Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out, but look, I'm trying to get where I'm going, but haters be trolling, that's where they think thinking you got me right where you want me. I tell a ghost just ducked up. Sending them shots, we send them back. Yeah, ain't really bout that. Run, it's always bounce back. Need more hands just to count that. Stay on my bully, I need me more breeze just so we can get the team right. Loaded up fully, dogs on a leash, and you be knowing that's a scary sight. Don't happen overnight. Work smarter with some sacrifice. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Mix it up, now you got a slice. We bridging the gap, they want us to rap, so fuck we back. Yeah. Drew need a plaque, we turn to the max, and we never lacked. Yeah. Been in my bag, it's a drag, I'm feeling jet lagged. Yeah. Came back for vacation, I ain't unpacked, cause I'm going back. Facts, ooh, double the racks. TD the bank, you see these bank, the Cuban is link, smoking that bank.
Alright guys, so I'm just warming down on the treadmill. The workout went okay, it didn't go the way I wanted to, especially with a hamstring injury, but those things happen. I'll just let it mend and I'll come back stronger. So we're gonna end the video right here. You know, we've just run out of time. Next videos will have a lot more structure and there will be more topic based. This was more of an intro for you guys to get to know me on the personal level. So I'm really excited to create more content for you guys. If you have any questions, then please just leave it in the comment section below and I'll see you in the next video.
Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. Show us up.